We ready?
Yo, born ready.
Thom Chamberlain, everybody. Give it up for him. If I had a sound effects thing, I would use it. Actually, I think these are supposed to be sound effects here, but
I don't know if it made it in the budget.
that's for the editing. We'll put that in post. I keep talking about editing on this thing, and then I never do it. So,
I mean, that's the mission of a real editor, I think.
yeah, I'm gonna have to edit your voice into this because you talk too goddamn far away. You don't want sunglasses? Oh, where the fuck are my sunglasses? Oh, here they are. You have your sunglasses? All right. Put them on if you need it. If it gets too bright in here, I think the lighting is pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think? We look pretty good. We look handsome.
I mean, very dapper. I need some fucking sun though. Jesus.
Dude, I feel like last couple shows I've done with you, people bring you up as handsome. Do you feel like that's a bummer? Do you feel like you're letting the crowd down when you do get up there and they're like, this guy's not that handsome?
I am now. That's fucking accurate. Because I have a pretty good disposition about myself, but then I'm like, no, I can say it. No.
Right. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Don't bring me up when people haven't seen me, you know?
I've gotten that a couple times, too. I think when hosts just don't know what else to say about you, and they're like, we can't think of any credits, but this guy's handsome, and then you get up there, and they're like, is he? Is that what he's known for? Then the jokes definitely can't be great. If he's known for being handsome, and he's like a...
They just bring you up like a dog. He's a really good boy.
Yeah, exactly. He tries really hard. He does his best. Give it up for him. I think that's the thing. When you don't have the credits and people don't know what else to say about a guy, they're just like, yeah, he's not... he doesn't have a criminal history, I guess.
He's no fun outside of this.
Yeah, he's not an alcoholic. He's going to do fine.
Cottonwood does this thing where he introduces people. He makes up rap sheets for people.
Yeah.
That shit is really funny because they're very obviously bogus, but they also kind of make you think, you know? Like, is this guy arrested for fucking dead bodies?
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
You know, that would add some excitement to people if you're like, this guy has killed somebody. Give it up for... Give it up for
exactly.
OJ. Like if OJ got into comedy.
Haven't found the body.
Like if Bill Cosby got into comedy. Could you imagine?
Oh, shit. Dude.
Is it a real thing that he's back? He's performing or he's going to perform?
Yes.
This is a real thing?
Still? Jesus.
Yeah, get it close. As close as possible.
All right. I'm going to get in there.
Yeah, get in there. Yeah, you get a sexy voice too, so we need to... anything we can do for fucking hits. Yeah. I think it's going to be like a ASMR type podcast, you know?
Well, thank you for not opening the podcast with this next guest has a really sexy voice. Because they also would have just been disappointed.
But his face fucking sucks. Do not watch the YouTube, people.
He's got a face for radio.
You will be disappointed.
Oh. But yes, he is back in comedy.
And people have seen, where's his... Why is he... Who's running his social media? I haven't seen any clips of his.
Does he have a social media?
I would hope. If he wants to do it, he's got to really... If he wants to come back, he's got to really fucking...
He seems like he would be really like he's a boomer. So he'd be like, back in my day, we didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we also didn't have to molest people.
You could get away with it more back in his days. Probably all this fucking bitching. Like back in my day,
honestly,
it was perfectly normal.
There was a conversation outside of Thank You Miami months ago.
Yeah.
About this whole Cosby thing.
Yeah. Have you heard of this Cosby thing?
I think his stand-up would be awful now.
I don't know if I've ever heard his stand-up.
I mean...
What does he talk about? He's very clean, right?
Yeah, he was that's what he was. He was known as the clean comic.
His whole shtick was clean, huh?
I guess.
Do you feel like people need to be filthy now just because kind of clean comics have that rap of they're clean on stage, but then they're weirdos off stage? Or is that kind of a one? I've heard that before about people that are clean, like they don't get it. They don't get it all out on stage. Or if you're filthy, you can kind of get it all out. You know.
That's a good point. I don't know if I've ever really thought about it. But yeah, I mean, whether we worry about it or not,
people are going to think what they're going to think.
Off stage, they're doing it.
Yeah, I guess there's probably some dirty comics that are into some dirty shit too.
Yeah,
you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody's got their demons, I guess. So let's get into it, dude. What's
meth? That's mine. Let's get into it.
I had Sean Kett on, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't drink anymore." I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be an amazing story. Let's hear it." He's like, "Yeah, I just didn't like drinking that much." I was like, cool.
Wow.
And then it was just crickets, and the crowd did not go crazy for that one. They were like, we were hoping. You would think Sean Kett would have some really crazy like horror.
Yeah.
Like real rock bottom. I mean, the guy just screams fucking tortured.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely, Cosby vibes.
Yeah, big time.
100%.
So what you drink casually, right?
Yeah,
you can handle yourself. You're not one of these fucking quitters, degenerates out here.
Yeah, I can sling back a couple whiskeys.
Yeah, it is nice to be able to not have that, whatever that is that makes people start something and they can't stop it.
Oh, God.
You know?
Yeah. No,
like the booze gene. I feel like I've just never enjoyed alcohol to the point where I'm like, oh, I would throw away my life for this. I'm kind of like, yeah, this is fine.
Oh, and I've seen it. You see it your whole life, you know?
Yeah.
Just like people that drink so much and then like ruin their relationships as well as personal property. And it's like, you actually don't know how to drink. You know that? Like,
yeah, and it's also eventually you're going to sober up and be like, damn, I got to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess then you just drink again.
You
and
drink again. You forget.
I don't know, man. That doesn't sound that exciting. I lived with a kid who was, I'll say an alcoholic, because he would pour vodka in his coffee at like 11 a.m. to start the day. So he'd start the day off like very normal, and then by like 3, he was like slurring his words. And this was like every day. And he was like a perfectly normal, like cool guy, but it was just like, yeah, why are you adding this added stress to your life of being like, oh, I should get shit-faced at 11 and then see how my day goes. But it's almost more impressive that people are able to like function well in society, like have a normal life, pay rent and everything. It was never like he was like homeless or anything. Like he almost made me feel like an idiot, because I'm like, if this guy can function better than me drunk, like what does that say about me?
He's doing better drunk than I am sober.
He's doing way better. It's almost like, man, maybe that's the secret, is just get shit-faced. But it also is like, what could they do if they weren't shit-faced, you know? Because that's like, I feel like people like that, some of them, if you're able to function well in society as a drunk, you probably would kill it if you weren't a drunk, you know?
I think that ties back into like the whole clean comic, dirty comic thing. Like, what are they, what sorts of shitty behavior are they not engaging in by engaging in shitty behavior?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's like their healthiest option, because it would be like, it could be like way worse shit that they would be doing. Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe they'd be out like fucking up the world, but with alcohol, they're just kind of like fucking up themselves, and that's kind of the best thing. But yeah, if you're a boozer, it's almost like you're playing the game on hard mode. It's almost like the game could be on life could be on easy mode, but you're putting it on hard mode. You're putting it in what was it? Grand Theft Auto, where you could like take drugs and then the screen would be all blurry and you'd walk around.
Yeah, if you drank or took pills or whatever.
That was a good game to be playing as like a middle schooler, huh?
Oh yeah,
where you just can bang hookers and do drugs and stuff.
Set them on fire to get the money back. Yeah,
dude, that was that was amazing. You could bang a hooker, use a blowtorch to burn her and get the money back, and then go and then get rewarded for that, and then be like, all right, what's my next mission?
Right. Yeah.
That wasn't even a mission. That was just something you did.
You chose.
You didn't need to do that.
The game was like, we didn't even make that like a thing.
Not even an option.
You did that.
You programmed the game to be able to do that. We didn't even. That is crazy to think that was a thing, but it was awesome. And also, we didn't turn out that fucked up. Like we were able to compartmentalize it and be like, yeah, absolutely. I know I can't do this to a person in real life and not get away with it. You know? I know I can't do this public. I know I can't do this open, like in public. Like if I am gonna do that to a hooker, it has to be in private. I think that's what you learn from that game.
You got to play your cards right.
Yeah, you can't be an idiot. You can't just blowtorch a woman in the middle of the street and get away with it.
No.
You do that once, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you make a habit of that,
you're gonna get like a reputation.
Yeah. People are gonna be like, people are gonna look at you kind of weird. They're gonna be like, what's really going on below the surface here?
Yeah. Someone should arrest this guy.
Yeah, you're not just a tortured artist at that point.
If he's blowtorching hookers, imagine what else he's doing.
He might be like not a great guy.
Yeah.
Like he might not be the guy we think he is.
This is probably the upright most part of this person is burning hookers.
If that's coming out, it's like, all right, maybe therapy. Maybe you start with a little bit of therapy.
Yeah. On the side, he's like picking the wings off of cockroaches and shit.
Yeah. You ever do that? You ever burn animals with a magnifying glass?
I can't say that I have.
Wow, what a pussy, dude. You haven't lived.
I have I had childhood friends that have done that, and that's
they turned out great, didn't they?
Wow, all my neighborhood friends are dead or in jail.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you grew up in a fucking where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Cutler Bay, so it's like a
what's that?
It's like a lower middle class, like white neighborhood, like blue collar neighborhood. Yeah.
That's crazy. You had some fucking degenerates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess every kind, even like I had like a really nice town, but there's always some degenerates. There's always like a weird part of town where like, yeah, degeneracy. It's always gonna happen in humans. You know, no matter what like the upbringing is, it's always gonna be. There's always gonna be some wild cards out there that are just doing crazy shit. Like I remember one girl like killed her mom with a hammer or something. That was big news in our town. That made the paper.
Holy shit! Where are you from again?
Compton.
Damn.
No, I'm joking. Shrewsbury, Massachusetts.
Shrewsbury.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes outside of Boston.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those towns that have to say how far away they are
exactly.
from Boston.
I never really identified with Boston growing up until you get older, and it's like, oh, that's the only real cool thing about the state. So it's like, yeah, Boston is where it's at. But then I lived in Boston for a long time, so I feel like I'm
Bostonian?
Yeah, I feel like I can say I'm Bostonian. Yeah. I lived there. I put in my time.
Okay. Boston's a dope city. I like it a lot.
It is cool.
It reminds me of some like European cities.
It is. Everybody I meet here, if they're like foreign or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, I went to Boston once for a weekend. Very cute. But it's not like a party place. It's not like it's people go there and they're like, oh, cute. And they go for a weekend and they're like, okay, I saw it. Like, I don't need to.
Let's do a bed and breakfast in Shrewsbury.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
go see the sights in Boston.
Exactly. That's what it is. You're kind of in and out, and that's it. But yeah, so your neighborhood, there was some debauchery going on.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember any crazy shit? So you guys didn't. You saw people burning animals with magnifying glasses.
Yeah.
I would never do it with like frogs or anything like. I loved like frogs, turtles. Those were all off limits. But like an ant, maybe.
No, it was grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers, yeah.
So they're pretty big, you know. They're like that.
Yeah,
big yellow.
That feels almost too real. If they're too big, it feels like, all right, I'm really.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of times hanging out with the kid afterwards.
Yeah,
after
seeing that, my dad
saw it and he was like, just.
Dude, I remember
hang out with that one less.
I remember we used to like catch frogs and stuff. And one time, one of my buddies came. And he was like tossing the frogs around and like killing them. I'm like, dude, that's not how we play with frogs.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Is that how your parents play?
Yeah. Who taught you to play with frogs like that? You can't. We're not here to kill the frogs. No. We're here to play with them.
We want to come back tomorrow and do the same thing. You know?
Yeah. These frogs are gonna remember us. They're not gonna come back if we're killing them all.
Right.
But yeah, I remember one time in my neighborhood, I had like my best friend in my neighborhood. He was like he was more of like an outdoorsy type, so he would like build traps and stuff like that.
He was like the scout of the group?
Yeah, he was the scout. Exactly. I think he did some Boy Scouts or something like that. Did you ever do Boy Scouts?
No, I wanted to. I remember wanting to. And my dad being like, "Yeah, you should do it." I did it, and then we went to like a speaking event for it.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, we have campouts at like the Miami Dolphins stadium and we can play Mario Kart on the big thing. And my dad was like, this is not the fucking
no
Scouts.
No parents allowed. Just the kids could come.
Just a couple natty lights.
Don't worry about it. We got them. There's never going to be a big scam that comes out later that we've been molesting kids.
Not at all.
All the time. Yeah, I did one Boy Scout event because I had like buddies that were in Boy Scouts, and I would tag along to their Boy Scout events sometimes and do some camping, and it was fun. It was a good time. Like minus the molesting and stuff, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and once you can get past that,
eat around that, you know.
Once you can like finagle your way around that,
it's like eating around mold on an apple or something. I'm desperate.
But yeah, so I had a buddy, and he would build traps all the time, and he would catch squirrels in traps, and then he would throw fireworks in the traps with the squirrels. So the squirrel's like running around.
Holy shit, that's insane.
But the squirrel would survive, and then it would just run. I'm sure it was traumatized.
Oh,
for life,
absolutely. Yeah. And then like passes that generational trauma on to...
It does. They say they can pass that on. Like if a rat is like scared of, if like the mother rat is scared of something, the baby rat will have never seen that thing or anything, but it'll just naturally be scared of that particular thing.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
It's not. There's I was watching it's one of my weaker moments listening to fucking NPR. Ugh.
Yeah.
But they were talking about, they found this like prehistoric human boy skeleton, like buried deep below, and it had a crack on its skull and like marks on its like femur.
Yeah.
It got picked up by something huge flying in the air and then dropped on its head.
That's crazy.
And they're like postulating, they're like, that's why there's like the hair on your neck stands up when a cloud goes in front of the sun, you know, like,
because thinking like, oh, something's coming right now.
Something's coming for you.
That one kid passed it down to fucking everybody because he was one of like 5 kids alive at that time.
It was like Abraham, it was his name or some shit.
Well, that's crazy, man, because you can have all these theories. It's like, who knows if it's true or not, but it's like, it's more fun to believe it than it is to not believe it, you know? Like, I want to believe that guy was picked up by like a pterodactyl or something like that.
That would be so cool.
Imagine if we were running around with dinosaurs right now. That would be pretty badass.
I'm sure.
Although we would fuck it up. We would probably...
We'd find a way.
Yeah, kill them all. We
Give
probably
us time.
did.
Give us time.
We probably did eliminate them all. But yeah, we never think about animals' trauma, huh? They probably have a lot of trauma. They don't get to have therapy.
Fucking orcas are taking down ships off the coast of Spain and Portugal. You hear about this?
No, they're getting their revenge.
Yeah, there's like one orca that is teaching other orcas how to like sink ships from underneath. Wow. Yeah, it's nuts. It's been happening since 2020.
Really? Mm-hmm. Nobody's talking about it except on this podcast, dude. This is where you're gonna hear some crazy fucking conspiracy theories.
Yeah, dude, they're just like taking down. There's like, you can search up videos. People on like a catamaran, they're like, "Please go away," and the orcas are like,
I've seen it with like people on little kayaks and stuff. Imagine a killer whale coming up to you when you're on a kayak. Also, they say a killer whale has never killed somebody. You believe that?
I don't believe that.
I think it's just good PR for killer whales.
Really good PR.
Because even accidentally, they would probably kill somebody.
Yeah.
Just by like bumping into them. They have in
aquariums.
In aquariums, they fuck shit up.
Yeah.
So it shows that they're capable.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. They probably just chalk it up to like a shark. Anytime they do it, they're like, it was a shark that did this. We got to keep the clean sheet going for the killer whales.
I think the only reason why, well, unless it's like an aquarium situation where like Lolita is like, I've fucking had it up to here with your bullshit, Shannon. I'm gonna bite your leg or something.
Right.
I think other than that, they just think we're seals.
Yeah.
And when they find out we have less fat, they're like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just discard us.
I mean, yeah, that would be crazy. Imagine, did you see that kid that got eaten by a shark? He jumped overboard in like the Bahamas, and I didn't see.
Ship?
He was on a cruise ship, jumped off. It was like a college graduation cruise ship.
I didn't hear that he got ate by a shark.
Yeah,
though.
That's what I heard. He got eaten by a shark. That's what Tim Dillon said on his podcast. So
well, then it's got to be real.
It has to be, right?
There's no satire in that one, right?
But I guess in the video he's like floating and everybody can see him, and then he makes like a hard
jolt.
Yeah, hard jolt down and then never seen again.
Damn.
Tough way to go out, huh?
Yeah.
And in Bahamas where there's like lots of sharks.
Yeah. Lots.
I'm terrified of sharks.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I think I saw Jaws too early in life, and
I don't think you're supposed to see that movie late in life. It's just supposed to traumatize you.
Yeah, I don't know how more people didn't. That and Arachnophobia. Did you ever see Arachnophobia?
Oh, with Jeff Daniels?
It's a spider one. I saw that too, and I was like, I should not have seen this movie. That scarred me for a long time.
For sure. I was always checking my shaking them out.
Always, because it's like,
kill that old doctor that way.
So many ways to die from a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sharks, I don't know. They're freaky, and people are like, yeah, what are the chances? It's like, well, all it takes is one.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't need a gang of sharks to die.
Some girl was telling me she saw a shark in like a beach one time that was like right near. She's like, yeah, I wasn't that scared. I'm like, are you crazy?
Have some fucking respect.
I would have fucking lost my mind if I saw a shark anywhere. If I see a shark on TV, I freak out.
Right. Just change the channel.
Yeah. Like it could be anywhere, but I
don't know if I'm scared of sharks, but I definitely have respect for things that can like
murder you in a second. Yeah. And don't even think, like you said, they'll eat you and not even enjoy it. They'll just be like, "Oh, that was gross."
It's like broccoli.
Imagine that you're someone's meal and they're like, "Ugh, terrible." I guess we do that with animals a lot. Huh? We'll eat them and be like, "Ugh, this wasn't even good." You'll eat like a bite of a chicken and then be like, "Yeah, I'm done with this."
It's dry.
Yeah, this whole thing just gave its life. His whole life was just for that.
And it's like, rotting in my fridge.
Yeah, they didn't even cook it right.
Yuck.
Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. Animals.
I had a friend in college that he was afraid of sharks only because he was like, if I ever get bit by a shark, I would just like climb in its mouth because like I don't want to be.
You don't want to be a shark. You don't want to be a shark victim survivor.
Right. He was like, if I'm like have a chunk of my leg missing, he's like, I'll fucking kill myself. And I was like, you're the most vain person that I have ever met.
Well, that's perfect Miami, because like, what's the point of even being here if you're not going to be a perfect specimen?
He was actually from Southie.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, then he should know better.
He should. He
wore a lot of Abercrombie. That would probably work in his benefit if he was like missing a leg in Southie. I feel like that would help. People would be like, girls would be into that in Southie. They'd be like, wow, this guy's...
Peg leg Southie.
This guy's been out of Boston before. That's so hot.
That's so hot.
This guy. That's a pretty good Boston. Man. It's like, kind of like Chicago and Boston.
Yeah, a little bit. Man, that whole northeastern accent I find so fascinating. And there's another comic that made an observation about it. Stavros.
Yeah.
He was like the Baltimore Philly accent is like the OG non-binary way of speaking, like before it ever was. He's like, because you can be walking around in Baltimore and you can hear from behind you, "Hey, sweetheart," and you don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Straight up, doesn't matter where you come from, what gender you are.
It's unisex.
Hey, what's up, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Got a natty bow?
It could be anybody.
Died. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about those accents. I feel like they're just shitty. They're just like lazy ways of talking that people are like, yeah, now this is how we identify with this lazy way of just not pronouncing
this like super
words.
White trash way of fucking.
But it is pretty.
There's actually a theory about the northeastern accent that is the original English accent. Have you heard this?
No. So that's the proper way to speak.
That's the proper English accent.
It makes sense because those were all British people there.
Mm-hmm. And at the time that the Britain was colonizing America, they were going through an industrial revolution.
Yeah.
And they were attempting to sound more bougie than they were because everyone was getting rich overnight.
Yeah.
So they developed the current English accent, which is like very well-to-do. And then all the people that like went to America maintained that original British accent.
The people from Britain
that left, kept the British accent.
Really?
Yep.
Do you want that water, by the way?
Is that for me?
That's for you.
Oh, I have some vodka in my coffee.
All right, I'm gonna give me that water then. If you don't want it, I need it. We can share it. Are you a germaphobe?
In certain ways, not with like sharing stuff. I feel like that shit makes you stronger. You know.
Exactly. We can. You can have some of that water too.
But if I have like grease on my face, I like take a whole bath.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'm exaggerating. Of course,
but you don't like to be filthy.
No. Unless I'm getting filthy.
Yeah, exactly. Do I ever feel you, dude? That's what this podcast is all about. Getting filthy.
Getting filthy and
just
wet.
Yeah, just filth. Yeah, what about the Salem witch trials? What do you know about that?
That was just like if you were a woman and you could do math, you were probably.
Do you think they got it right? You think maybe because you don't really hear a lot from witches nowadays? Do you think we give them a bad rap, like, oh, they were just burning women willy-nilly, but it's like maybe they were right. Maybe they were witches, you know?
Okay. I see your point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
because
all you do by persecuting them
quiet lately
is that they just go underground and they do shit on the side.
Right. Now they don't. Now they're not as like outspoken as they were back then.
You want those people to be open about who they are. You know?
Maybe you're right. Maybe we don't see. Maybe they're still carrying out their little witchcraft, their little spells underground, but they're not doing it.
Infiltrating society.
Yeah.
Bunch of pagans.
You ever met a woman that you're like, this person could be a witch?
I have slept with so many women that carry crystals around.
Really?
So I went to a very hippie college.
Yeah. What college?
Eckerd College in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
We were the number 2 weed smoking school.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How do they measure that? They just interview people?
Yeah, I think they just interview.
Like
Princeton Review
Everyone's
goes around. It's
yep.
just like, are you high right now? Like, this is a college campus.
Fuck, how'd you know?
You fucking nerd.
They're so paranoid. Like, fuck, you could tell. It's
are
like,
you my mom?
Dude, you're stoned off your ass.
You're so stoned right now. I'm gonna check it off on my little fucking.
Wow. So a lot of stoners. So yeah, there's probably some hippie witches mixed in the crowd there.
Some pagan puss.
That's pretty cool. What's it like sleeping with a witch, do you think?
Back to like the whole dirty thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty miserable.
Yeah. Almost too dirty.
Yeah, they just don't shower as frequently as I shower, I think.
Their hygiene standards aren't as high.
No, like pata sucia.
Why does that go hand in hand, witches and like filthy? You think they just don't have time because they're doing too much like witch stuff? They don't have time to shower? Or you think it's part of like the whole thing about being a witch is like you gotta be ugly, you gotta have like the wart, you gotta be
you gotta have the broom of the earth.
But they do carry around a broom, so you would think they'd be doing some cleaning.
No, I think it's for shoeing.
Yeah. You ever been with a girl that's like a little too freaky and you're like, this seems unnecessary? It's like, what's wrong with just... Sometimes I'm like, I feel like sex in itself is good enough, and that when people have to add, it's like adding like extra ketchup and mustard to something that you didn't need it on.
It's like you're ruining a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I feel you. I don't know. I think I'm okay with like vanilla Wonder Bread sex.
You strike me as someone that wouldn't.
Like, because it's what a gift.
Yeah.
You know? What a gift. You're giving to me like your standard basic installment of sex.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I really appreciate that.
And maybe they take enough pride in that they're like, I don't need to add it. Like it's like a pitcher that just throws fastballs. It's like, yeah, you can't. It's good. I have a really good fastball. I'm just gonna keep throwing fastballs.
Right.
I don't need all the knuckleballs. You know.
Well, sometimes a knuckleball is necessary.
Sometimes you mix in an ephus.
Throwing a knuckle there. No, but I think. Yeah, I think the kinkier, freaky shit is also really nice.
It's welcomed.
Yeah, very welcomed.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not going to sit here and kink shame people.
I wasn't even getting that vibe.
We all have our thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're right, man, but I don't know. So chicks are fun, huh?
They're the best.
What's your are you dating somebody, or what's your
no.
What's your story? Just out there?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like out there
winging it.
Hoeing it up.
Yeah. Nice being a guy, cuz we can just hoe it up whenever people.
We can.
It's almost more respected, you know?
I think so.
Cuz it'd be weird if you're like, "Nah, I'm holding out for one girl." Even girls would be like, "Why?"
Oof.
Like even if you were like, "No, I'm holding out for this one girl. I love her. She's great. That girl would be like, ew, gross." But if a girl was doing that for you, you'd be like, that's very noble of you. I respect that. That's how God intended.
Interesting choices that you're making.
Yeah, I don't know why you would, but fucking go for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I would encourage everyone not to say those things to people. You're the only one. I don't want to hear that.
It is weird because like when you grow up, that's what you're taught. You're taught like you see all those movies and stuff.
Every sitcom show is.
It's like just keep pursuing that woman. Eventually, she's gonna say no 100 times, but that means secretly that means yes.
Right.
She's really into you.
Yeah, there was like a saying about that. That was like 50 no's mean like one yes, or some shit like that.
No means yes, I think was a big thing when we were growing up.
Or like a no is a yes in disguise.
Exactly, dude. And that sticks in your head. You're like, oh, maybe.
Wait,
you're like, she probably is into me. She hasn't responded to one of my 18 text messages.
She's super polite when she tells me to fuck off.
She's playing a little hard to get, and I respect that from her.
I'll stick it out. You know?
Yeah, these chicks in Miami are tough to like nail down because I feel like there's just so much going on. Like I have no idea what it's like to be a hot woman.
Oh, and we never will.
But I imagine it's just like so distracting all day. Like I get distracted on the phone, like on social media and stuff, and I have nobody reaching out. I can't imagine if I had just like people reaching out to me all day, be like, "Hey, what's up? Want to hang out? What's going on?"
Dude, I think when you're like a hot woman, everybody that speaks to you is like a genie.
Yeah, like what do you want? Yeah,
they're like, "You want to be on a boat today?"
It's like, I guess.
Like you're on a fucking boat.
Yeah, and then when you're not a genie, they're like, "What the hell? Like, where's your magical powers?" Like, "Oh, I don't have any."
I work a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I thought we were just kind of gonna hang out, maybe walk around, maybe get a coffee. Yeah, it's tough to compete. You have to really, really you have to show, like, sometimes maybe they want to break from that. You know,
yeah.
That's the way I see
it. That's where
like,
I shine, baby.
Sometimes you need a break from all this glamour, all the clubs, all the bottle services. Why would you want to do that when you can just like grab a beer at like Flanagan's or something and just
with
be
a funny personality?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that's where I come in. They're like, are you tired of all the money and amazing experiences that you're having as a hot woman?
Yeah, it's like, why not?
Just want to be normal.
Reality. Yeah, don't you just want a normal relationship? They're like, no, I wouldn't be in Miami if I wanted that. I would be in a suburb somewhere, in a small town where I was, and that was not fun. So I left and came here.
Yeah.
So put me on a boat or get the fuck out of here.
Get out of my way. And I respect that. I respect that.
You ever have it where like, I've had a few like good dates where I'm like, I fucking nailed that, and then like never hear back, and then the girl's like, yeah,
here in Miami.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think maybe it's me. Like maybe I'm misinterpreting it, but then I'm like, nah, she's just a dumb idiot. You know, she just doesn't get it.
You mean, and it sucks because it's like not cool to ask.
Yeah, be like, hey, what was the...
So I just want to make it very clear. I don't give a shit.
But I do.
But I just want to know. Maybe I can work on it, you know?
But I'm totally not gonna. Even if she did say something, I'll be like, nah.
Yeah, and she just like, she finishes and you're just like, what a bitch.
Yeah, like, dumb whore. What the fuck do you know?
You're an influencer. What do you know?
Yeah, you're fucking dumb. But no, it is true. Because it's like trying to get into a club or something. It's like you do want to get in, but you don't want to. You hate that you want to get in there.
Right.
Like I was outside a club recently, didn't get in, of course, but I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to be here. This is dumb. Why am I waiting here? But at the same time, I was like, if I get in, it's gonna be fucking sweet.
I just want me to be seen getting into this thing.
Exactly. And that's how hot chicks are. It's like, I don't care, but I totally care. And as soon as they know you care, they put that rope across and they're like, nope. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
But if you just pretend you don't care.
That's the way to go. Honestly.
It's so hard to maintain that.
And it's not like a negative thing, I think. Like, I think not caring is a very beautiful act, you know?
It is, because it shows you're not attached and you don't care about the income and you're happy enough with yourself.
Yeah,
that's what you have to remind
yourself. I'm a river
yourself.
rock, baby. Like, I just let it flow.
Yeah. But that's hard to do.
I love that. Yeah. Honestly, the more nonchalant you are, the more attractive.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I guess it comes in like waves in different parts of your life. You're like, damn, this chick is fucking... Because every girl, like, especially here, you're like, every girl is perfect. Like, you talk to a girl, like, this girl is perfect. You just start imagining like crazy shit in your head.
You can't help it.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then you got to come back to reality. You're like, all right, every guy who sees her feels the exact same way.
Yeah.
Something about beautiful women, man. What is it?
I felt very blessed in my stint as a sexual being. Because certified USDA organic whore here, 100%.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to the podcast, the Whorecast.
That's right.
That was going to be the name for the pod, but I couldn't pull the trigger. What do you think about Whorida Man?
Ooh,
yeah,
that took a second, but once it registered,
I think that's always not good when it takes a second to. It's like when you have to explain a joke on stage. Where you're like, this is a good joke. Why don't you guys get it? It's like, oh, I get it now, but it's like if it doesn't flow.
I think it's okay for something. There's some jokes that I've done on stage where like I just get quiet afterwards, just to because you can see like people are like they're thinking.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite. I have a joke about like Queen Elizabeth dying, and shit like that, and the reaction that I get to it when I like connect it to like a porn category. It's like people look at me like this, and then some are like this, and then some are like, and
like,
I love that shit. And it's just, it all requires like a little, we have to simmer in it, you know?
That's the bad. Anthony Jeselnik would say, going O after a joke is just like laughing, but for pussies.
Oh,
you
shit.
know, someone's like, oh, it's like, that still counts.
Yeah, it
but
does.
You're a pussy.
You got a reaction.
Because you know it's funny, but you don't feel like you can laugh at it.
Right.
But it's like, you know it's good. Yeah, those are the best. When you can offend. I think Patrice O'Neill would say that it's like half the crowd hates you, half the crowd loves you. That's the best.
Yeah, because like you have people that will go to bat for you in the audience.
Right. Because you get more.
Important to have a balance.
It's passion. It's like in relationships, they say it's better for a woman to hate. Hate is closer to love than like is closer to love. So it's like you need to spike those emotions.
True that.
Rather than just being like, oh yeah, he's cool, he's nice. It's like, no, I fucking hate him or I fucking love him. You know, that's where you want to be.
I feel like most of like the longer term relationships that I've been in has been this like battle for my partner to castrate me and then find me unattractive for being nutless.
That is, and that's the never ending thing. It's like chicks will like you for who you were when they found you, and then try to, and then kind of, it's almost subconscious. I don't think they mean to do it.
I don't think so either. And I'm sure there's some fucking crazy shit that we do as guys.
Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, we like this thing that you are, and we want you to be this thing that we want you to be. And then when you become that thing, they're like, ugh.
Right. Like, that's not it at all. And they're like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they don't want you to want to change. They want you to be like in your own frame, but they want you, they subconsciously are like trying to change you, but don't want you to change, you know, at the same time. Because they're like, oh, you're weak if you're,
if you let me tell you everything to change and you do it.
Right. Ugh. Yeah. You ever think about dating yourself? Like what it would be like to date yourself? You think it'd be cool to date you?
I've dated a woman.
You're going to say a guy just like, I dated a guy just like me, and it was
my twin.
It was a disaster.
We got a Pornhub sponsorship after that. I dated a woman. She was exactly a year younger than me. We had the same birthday, same taste in music, same taste in like movies.
It would seem like the perfect match.
Yeah, and then it was like it became very clear I was dating myself, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't like
that's awful.
Yeah,
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
like if I want to hang out with myself, I can just be by myself.
Right. And I get enough of that. Yeah, you need somebody. I think that's why opposites probably attract, because you need somebody that is like myself. I'm not super passionate and shit like that, but I need somebody who's like passionate, you know?
Right.
Some may say crazy or off the reservation, but I prefer passionate.
Okay, yeah, it's good marketing. That's what it is. It's good marketing.
What's your? You think you have? Have you dabbled in the Latina waters out here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's unavoidable.
It really is unavoidable out here. You'd have to try. That would show that somebody really hates Latinas if you haven't dated one Latina out here.
Yeah, you've just been dating the same five white women.
Yeah, you have to like seek them out here. You have to be like, nope. Latinas they just have like a sexier way about them. That's just like, I don't know. Obviously am.
It's an assuredness.
Yeah.
You know, the way you carry yourself.
At what point does it become a fetish, do you think, if you're just like...
I think I've thought about this too. I had like an acquaintance in high school and wasn't really like a fan of him. But he was like best friends with a good friend of mine. He like in high school, he dated this one Asian woman who was so cool. She was really cute. And all of us were just like, oh, this is a one-off. We're in our 30s now. He has not dated
outside of an Asian?
And he's like a white Jewish guy.
Yeah.
He has not dated a non-Asian in 15 years.
That's impressive.
And I think that's That's a fetish.
Yeah. I think they did a, what was the show they did it? Maybe on Always Sunny or The League, maybe. Did you ever watch The League?
Oh, absolutely.
I think they did a show about that.
I love that show.
That show is amazing. But you have to like mix in something in between. Otherwise, people are like, oh, this person
they got a thing for it.
Has a fetish.
And you like what you like, you know?
You can't help it.
You can't help it.
And also, you don't really know why. You don't know where it comes from or why.
Yeah.
But you just kind of have it.
Some comedian, I don't remember where I was listening to, but it's like, he was like, we're so I think it was Mark Norman. He was like, we're so lucky that we just like normal things like pussy. Can you imagine if we liked kids or something like that? That would be the worst. Because you can't help it.
Right.
You can't help it. It's like, that's your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he says he's at Thanksgiving and they're going around saying what they're thankful for. He's like, I'm thankful I don't like kids. And people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, what? I said I'm thankful I don't like kids.
Well, we can't talk about it?
He's like, that would suck if you liked kids.
Exactly. And, you know, I can understand how that statement is like, whoa, jarring a little bit, but like the nuances of it are exactly right.
Clearly it's a thing. Clearly that's a real thing. We try to like act like it's not, but clearly people like kids and they can't really help it.
Like,
you know,
historically throughout human history. Yeah.
That's a weird thing. And
you should robbing children.
You should be grateful every day that you don't like kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Louis has a joke. I just keep doing other people's jokes. That's what this whole
at least we're citing them, you know?
You're right. If I just threw it in like it was mine, people are like, wow, this guy's a fucking genius. He has all these references to just pull up. But Louis does one. He's like, yeah, we make dolls that are shaped like sex dolls, but they're like kid sex dolls, you know? And people are like, oh, how could you say that? It's like, well, then you think of a better solution.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It's tough.
And that's the end of this podcast.
We're going for a break, commercial break.
Well, now I'll have an excuse if this podcast doesn't get any views. I'll be like, oh, that's because we were talking about pedophilia, and we're too edgy for the algorithm.
Sorry, YouTube.
You ever think like that? You ever like post something or something and it doesn't get any hits? And you're like, people just don't get it. You know, people
just don't understand.
I'm just too fucking edgy for the algorithm. It's like, no, that joke sucks.
Yeah, you just suck.
It is weird, man. I hate the fucking algorithm. I hate even talking about it, but it's like, it is strange how some things will like hit and others won't. And you're like, I know there's somebody back there that's just like, yep,
fucking...
nope, yep.
Mm-hmm.
It
has to be.
It's like, that's so weird that it's like that, because you'll put something up, it'll get liked by all your friends. It's like, okay, we have a small enough sample size to know that people are liking this. Put it out to the world.
Everyone is seeing it. What is going on?
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know if it was true or not, but there was like a thing about ChatGPT and how it turned out that it was just actually run by like a team of people.
They're just like Googling everything.
Yeah, they're like, shit, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Right. Yeah, and you could ask it questions and it can't. That's the beauty of ChatGPT. Like, people are like, oh, it's going to take over everything. But it's like, no, because it's like kind of woke and shit, it's never going to be able to do the funny shit. It's never going to be, if it can't offend people, it's never going to, we never have to worry about it like taking over.
That's comforting.
You know, because I saw something the other day. They asked, like, would an NBA player dominate in the WNBA? And it had like this whole explanation of like, well, technically, like some women's skills are better. It's like, no, the answer is yes. The answer is unequivocally, you yes. Look like an idiot. You show that you're incompetent by not knowing this answer.
Huh.
So it's like stuff like that.
That's really interesting.
We'll never have to.
I mean, I resent at all the notion that any artificial intelligence can take over an artistic.
Right.
I think that is so inherently stupid. It's like we have the technology to rid ourselves of every fucking menial job, and you want to take the fun out of being human?
Right. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's like the one thing that can't get phased, but it's like somebody could, if they were really not, if they really didn't care about the art, could probably come up with a whole pretty good set just using chat, like a serviceable set. But I guess people could do that with the internet too. Like if you want to just like look at memes all day and go up and just say memes on stage, not many people are going to really pick up on that unless you're like other comedians will, but like the audience will probably be like, oh my god.
And I've seen a few, it's like here in Miami, there's like a few social media influencers that we have based in Miami that are now excellent comedians.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Red. I don't know if you've met him, seen him. He's hilarious. He's a Cuban guy. He looks like Andrew Santino. And he did internet videos, like Reels, Vines, TikToks. And then he did a set at the Improv, I think, and it did not go well.
Yeah.
It did not go well. But that's because like those things don't translate to the stage.
Right.
And, he took that, adapted it, and now he's an excellent stand-up comedian.
Really?
But it's the same, like there was a whole thing about SoundCloud rappers for, when SoundCloud started like gaining momentum, these like rappers that were formerly living in their, their parents' house, like recording stuff in their bedroom.
We're selling out.
Right.
Stadiums.
People were like, we want to see you live.
And it didn't work.
And it didn't, like they would, charge for a live event. They'd get halfway through a verse and be like, I'm out of breath.
Yeah.
I can't perform this. It's like, yeah, because rappers sit in front of a mirror and do the verse over and over and over and over again until it's beaten into their own head.
Whereas SoundCloud is what, like all editing and
it's all edited. If you think that you can just produce something in your bedroom and then perform it live on stage, like you're wrong.
Right.
You're wrong. And sometimes it takes that uncomfortable lesson to learn it.
Right.
But it's, why the fuck were we talking about this? Shit.
It's a podcast, dude.
Like meme comedy, I feel like there is a lot of, and I have nothing against it. This is not like, me shitting on it. But there's like a lot of stand-up comedy that is very formulaic right now. Like they hit certain points. They don't at all like get vulnerable with the audience.
There's no human aspect to it.
Right. It's just like it's all surface level jokes, know. It's very entertaining, it's very quick. It sells fucking rooms out.
Right.
Like for sure. You can pack a room with a comedian like that. But to me it's very formulaic and it's entertaining, but it's not someone that I would like invest my like emotion into,
Right. Yeah, like you see Louis or somebody like that, or even like a Theo Von or something. Yeah. It's like the jokes are like a part of it, but it's not the whole thing.
And there's a little piece of themselves in it also. Like they're bearing a part of themselves, and I like that. And I like the the formulaic TikTok algorithm comedy too.
Right.
But I just like I don't love it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that is Miami. It's like, Puerto Ricans are like this, Dominicans are like this. The crowd is just going nuts. It's like, I'm Dominican. I know a Dominican person.
A person?
That joke's for me. And, I mean, it kind of works. So you can't knock people for doing it. But it's like...
Not at all.
It's also... there's just not a whole lot to it. And it's... it doesn't show a whole lot of, like, thought and effort, and also like you said, it doesn't show any like part of that, like who they actually are.
And I like, again, nothing against it, but I like I want to do this for the rest of my life. And
podcast. Be a guest on this podcast. Imagine we just podcasted forever. We just never stop. Everything you said was just recorded.
Growing a beard live for you all on YouTube. And that's what it would just be called.
Yeah.
Just two dudes growing beards.
They tried to do that before, didn't they? Like, what was that movie where they tried to like record someone's life, or they did like someone just like just like a normal, it was
like the life of a boy or just something.
Like I think McConaughey was in it maybe, but it's just like a regular old dude, and they're like, we're just gonna have cameras following him around and like videotape his normal life. I don't know if that ever took off.
It's so boring. It's
like the Truman Show. You ever watch?
Okay,
the Truman Show?
Different. That was an awesome movie.
That scarred me too.
It's like,
I was very easily. Yeah, I was convinced for a while. I was like, "Am I on the Truman Show?" That's a real fucking what do you call it?
It's like existential, like
narcissistic view on life.
Okay.
Like, wow, this whole thing is for me. Everything is set up for me.
Well, I mean, we are two white dudes on a podcast.
The world is set up.
Yeah, for us. It revolves around us. We can break the rules. We made them. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I saw a guy doing kind of that, whatchamacallit, like calling out different Latinos, but it was so specific that it was hilarious. Like, it was very unique, and I hadn't seen that done before, and that, like, killed. So it's like sometimes that can work, but it's, you could tell, like, he knew his shit. Like, he had really lived it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't just like, oh, fucking Latino women are crazy. Humor. Which I think I'm just doing my act right now. And the more I think about it, I'm like, wait, is that my act?
Am I talking about me right now? Perfect.
Just like fucking one-liner comics suck, right? Oh, fuck. It's like, tell a story, bro. Tell something about yourself.
Metaphorically bare your balls to us.
Yeah.
Show us your spiritual asshole.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I get nervous if I don't hear like a laugh or something. So I feel like the jokes are kind of like the almost like the bullets in your gun, and it's like when things are like you just gotta keep that like volleyball up in the air, and like sometimes the only way to do that is just fucking joke.
Yeah. Keep going.
Right.
Yeah. I guess I'm very comfortable with silence.
I've noticed that in all your sets, it's almost dead silence the entire time. I'm like, this guy's not sweating at all. So I'm sweating in the back. I'm like, God damn, this is.
Have you been secondhand embarrassed for someone for their entire comedy career? Welcome to be associating with Thom Chamberlain.
No, but that is key. Bargatze talks about that a lot. Is like the silence is almost as important as the laugh, because it's like if you have total silence, you have their attention.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And all it is your perception of that silence that determines your like next move.
If you feel weird about it, they feel weird about it.
You're on the fucking stage. No one else is on the stage.
Right.
This is the signifier. You control the room. And I refuse, there's like places where like you just won't get their attention. Like if you're at Taurus or something like that, and there's like a game going on, you just got so much going against you.
You just got to power through.
But like otherwise, I just refuse. Like I refuse to not get that engagement.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily looking for a laugh, but like I will engage with someone and get a reaction from them, and then from that point, like I'll get everyone back.
Yeah.
But I refuse to just walk away like no one was listening to me or paying attention or cared.
Yeah.
It's like, that's being a local comic,
right? That's how it is. But yeah, so you'll like reach out to somebody and deal with, even if it's like not a great interaction, you'll kind of hang in it and figure it out. Mm-hmm. I feel like I get weirded out by that. I'm like, oh shit, this isn't going anywhere. I gotta fucking escape.
You gotta bail.
Yeah, but it is a skill to be able to just sit in that and be like, all right, we're gonna figure this out, and then we're gonna go back to
some jokes,
telling some
bullets.
Yeah.
And for me, I usually like if I feel like there's a lot of silence or like dead silence, like people are paying attention but they're not necessarily laughing, and I just like go into crowd work. I like to try and go into those situations with like I'm gonna gas someone up, like I'm gonna make them feel really fucking good about themselves,
right?
And by proxy, hopefully everyone else will feel that feeling of like me gassing someone up, and it usually like if you say an observation about someone that's maybe kind of critical, but you say it with like a smile and like a little laugh afterwards,
right?
They take that info so well.
Yeah.
For me at least, I don't think like doubling down on an audience member usually goes well for me. I've seen it go well for other comics, but that's not really. Like I'd rather be positive.
Yeah, because some people just shit on the audience. Yeah. And sometimes that's hilarious. Like like Jessica Kirsten or somebody like that that's
she
just fucking like
unhinged.
ripping the audience apart. But the people are like, yeah, do me next. I want that. Because that is sometimes that's really
it's like
what
sitting
people
up front
want
at a Gallagher show. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You're in the splash zone. That's the name of this podcast.
Ladies.
I could just get a lady to come on the podcast.
If I can just get a lady
they
to
get
come,
nervous.
period.
I think because I sit too close, and I'm just like, okay.
Just do this a lot.
Be like, hey, why don't you scoot over? They're like, well, I saw on the other podcast all your guests were on the opposite side of the couch. Yeah, but this one.
Why is there only one chair when I'm invited to your podcast?
Yeah, it's weird. They get weirded out when you make them sit on your lap to do the podcast.
This is a casting couch with boxes on either side.
Were you always like a attention seeker, do you think?
As a child, yes. But then as a tween, I got fat and self-conscious.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So I just kind of laid low for middle school and high school.
Yeah, that's like when you don't want attention, when you're like...
I was like, please, no one look at me. I'm hideous.
Yeah, when you got like zits and stuff, you're just like, please, nobody see me today.
Yeah. I felt like Buster from Arrested Development. Like, don't look at me, I'm hideous. Yeah, but I, between being horribly unlikable, I was still a fucking clown, to my friends, and I never had like one group of friends. I would always kind of float around to different groups.
So you always got to bring it.
Yeah.
You always got to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like wasn't going to be the best looking in the room. Definitely wasn't going to be the smartest.
Definitely not today.
Well, dude,
that's for damn sure.
You gotta look. You gotta wink. Oh, they can't see the winks. But I definitely was going to be the funniest, and I wasn't going to let. And again, I refused to walk out of there without like an engagement.
Right.
Like
someone being like, something.
That was a really funny observation.
It could bomb or either way.
Right. I don't give a fuck. I'll bomb. I'd rather bomb in front of a room full of people than like do well in front of a group of two.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I don't know what it is that gets people into comedy, because I was never really like an attention seeker. I don't think. Maybe I am, and I don't even know it.
I think the stage spotlight is a little different from getting attention at like a social gathering, though, because like you're in total control when you're on stage, and I think there's maybe like a different ambition behind that. Yeah,
it's more of like a fear. It's more of like an overcoming a fear, maybe, or something like that.
Mitch Hedberg, afraid every time he went up on stage.
Yeah.
That's why he did so much like fucking heroin.
Right, so much weird. Yeah.
Because every time he went up there, he was terrified.
Damn, maybe I got to get into heroin. Maybe that's the...
Got any stomach
solution?
problems?
Why, is that a cure for...
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because then you blow your fucking head off with a shotgun.
Yeah, and there goes your stomach problems.
Yeah, that's how you get grunge music.
No more. They say if you do heroin in like the proper amount, it's like a anxiety reliever.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, heroin was probably a prescription 100 years ago,
And we just can't handle fun things.
No, we just got slowly softer over generations.
I want to feel like this all the time. Mm-hmm. I should feel like I'm coming all the time.
We should bring back opium dens,
Yeah, those are probably a good hang, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
People so chilled out. But yeah, that is kind of, and that's what makes some people good, is like you could tell they're uncomfortable up there. Like you could tell he was uncomfortable, but he was
pushing through it masterfully.
Right. And that's what made it so interesting, because like you said, vulnerability I think is big. If you're vulnerable up there, people are like, oh, all right, he's just a dude.
They may not relate to your exact issues or topics or whatever, but they can relate to being like felt small by them.
Right.
I think anyone can relate to that.
Yeah, that's the beauty of stand-up. Sometimes people are like, "Oh my god, it's so brave of you to get up there." And
people tell me that all the time.
It's like, yeah, I guess, but it's also like anybody can do it. It's just a matter of doing. It's just a matter of doing it. It's like anything. You can kind of learn how to do it. I mean, you're not going to necessarily be good at it, but it's like you could.
Which is crazy, because like people will still make that comment to you, like, so brave of you to go up there. And I'm like, you're a multi-instrumentalist that goes on stage every weekend and does this. It's like, yeah, but I use tools. You use just your stupid brain and your mouth. And I'm like, okay, I guess I kind of see it.
And I think when you're starting out, people are like, oh, but I'm going to be so bad. It's like, yeah, everybody. Like, go to an open mic. Everybody's bad.
Yeah. I mean, being bad at something is like the first steps in being good. So.
Yeah, like, oh, it's so embarrassing.
Suck
it's like,
at it.
Just, it is.
Suck at it.
Fucking make it your bitch, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Let it make you its bitch, you know? Just let go. Be a river rock.
But, yeah, I don't know, man. Well, we almost did an hour here, dude. We did do an hour. Good for us. Time flies, huh? 59, 55. Once we get to an hour, it shuts off automatically.
Shit. Yeah, maybe I need glasses.
Well, hey, dude. Thanks a lot for swinging by.
Dude, it was great. An absolute pleasure.
Yeah, we'll have to have you on again.
Please do.
Next time I'll have something prepared.
Next time there better be one chair. That's all I'm saying.
Next time,
sit right on your lap.
Next time I'll light some candles and make it a little more.
Put some
we'll set the tone. We'll do some real horror stories next time.
Horror? Like fuck yeah. I love sloppy stories.
Yeah, we'll make it interesting. Well, yeah, dude. Thanks for coming by. You got any big shows coming up? You doing any theaters, stadiums?
Oh yeah, dude. Hitting up the Hard Rock next weekend.
Going to the Hard. I'm going to watch a show.
Oh yeah, yeah. Same. Hope there's not a fire there. Have you been to the Hard Rock?
I haven't. I see it all. I see that little guitar.
It is a massive. It's a. What do you call that? It's a coffin. Like, if there were a fire at the Hard Rock while you're in it, that's where you're dying.
Everybody's
dying in there, in that auditorium.
It'd be a great way to do a show. Mm-hmm. Just burn it down at the end.
Yeah.
You're
just waiting at the stairs for 45 minutes just to go and leave the fire.
That would make it to the algorithm. I'll tell you that much. Whatever it takes.
Bring these numbers up. So many people die.
Well, shit, dude. Yeah, you got any cool shows coming up?
Tonight, I'm doing a Don't Tell show.
Dude, same.
Oh, yeah?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck. Shit. That's great. Where is it in, like, Alapata? Do you know? I forgot.
I don't know. What if it's a different one?
No, there's no way. It's in Miami, right? You're doing the Miami one? Yeah, we're going to the same one.
Oh, shit.
That's hilarious.
Hope I don't have to follow you.
No, how crazy. Like, we're like, bye, and we go in the same direction. I hate that.
That is the worst when you're leaving somewhere and you're like, all right, see you, and you start walking the same way.
Anytime I leave somewhere now, I'm like, which direction are you going in?
Yeah, because
if we're going in the same direction, I'm like, we're not saying bye yet.
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Right. The double goodbye.
Yeah.
Is tough.
God damn. And yeah, we Latin people, we have enough goodbyes going on, I think.
Yeah.
But other than that, still got the show at Savage Labs in Wynwood. We're moving to Wednesdays at the end of the month.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
Which will be really great.
Hot day for comedy.
Yeah. Fixing to be, you know?
The best day for comedy.
It's almost too much
Savage
going
Labs.
on.
That's a good spot, man.
It's growing, and I'm very blessed to be a part of it. But yeah, it's growing. Like, people are coming to see comedy. It's crazy.
Dude, Miami.
I love that.
It's the hot spot. The hotbed for comedy. All the greats started in Miami.
Did you hear that they're putting like it's a club in New York.
The Stand.
I heard they're putting one in Wynwood.
That's gonna be crazy.
That's nuts.
Hopefully they throw some bones to the local Miami. It'd be so funny if they're like, all right, we got all the comics. They're like, you guys can come stand in the back occasionally. On weekdays, you guys can stand in the back and watch, but otherwise, get the fuck out of here.
It's like all Florida sports teams are just for like athletes to retire in their last year, and that's what like Miami comedy is.
Yeah,
it's all like fucking Louis C.K. is gonna come down here and retire.
That's the thing, man. People are like, oh, they'll put a stand here. That means all the Miami comics are gonna be at the stand. It's like, no, that means more people are gonna be coming out here.
Yeah, there's gonna be less time for local. We have to be bigger than where we are by the time the stand comes.
We have to have a union. It'd be like, shit. Nobody works there unless we all work there.
It'll never happen here.
And then they're like, all right, that was easy.
There'll be one Cuban comic that'll be like, that's communism. We can't have that. And then it's all over.
Yeah, the unions never fly in entertainment.
Not down here.
All right, dude. Sure. Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
This has been a treat.
A delight.
And we'll see you next time.